Cash Daddies. Cash Daddies. Cash Daddies.
Yep, just having a day. Just having a day already. Welcome to Cash Daddies. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Welcome to Cash Daddies. We're banking fatties. Joining me as always, Johnny Woodard.
Hey now.
And somewhere in there,
I got all kinds of sounds ready.
oh look, we
Banking
got sound
fatties.
effects.
Banking Daddies.
What happened to Howie? Where's he?
I don't know. He might have quit. Who knows?
Drop.
Oh, that's a good one for stock
He
drop.
may have quit. So let's just pause and remember.
I think we should take Howie out and shoot him.
Okay, let's hear all your range. Let's hear your range of.
Hold on, it's not that many. Let's see. That's for someone who's wrong, emphatically wrong. Bull market. That's a ka-ching. This is Jim Cramer, I think.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. That's about it.
Well, I mean, your sound
Where's
effect.
Howie? What happened?
I don't know. I think he doesn't want to hear about his pick he made on here for the Super Bowl.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, he flipped. That he totally flipped.
Yeah, he does that from time to time. I've noticed.
Oh, damn! Shots fired. Let Howie get here to give his side of the story. If he ever comes back, guys, if you want to see me live, I got some great new shows coming. I don't even know what's going on here. Look at how he's just got a black screen. And now we have to hope that a mid-50-year-old can figure out technology, how to get his picture up there, because it was there.
Yeah.
And now it's not. Okay. Guys, we're still, yeah, I mean, it's really amazing, guys. But you know, it's awesome. You know, it's great is that we lost them again. Okay, guys, today's show is, and I don't know if they want to admit it, but today's show, we want to thank our good friends at Copy My Crypto. We are live in the Copy My Crypto studios, copymycrypto.com/Cash Daddies. Go check it out. We'll get more into that later. Okay. Did he figure it out? Cash Daddy. This is perfect. Once he figures that out. Are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm great. I don't know.
I don't know if you're great.
My laptop wouldn't log on.
I don't know if you're great, but I think you're doing.
Could you turn it sideways, Howie? Is that? Could you
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you guys busting my balls about the Super Bowl pick.
Okay, there we go. It's all right. We thought maybe you didn't want to come here and own it.
Well, I changed my
You're
pick.
loud.
I changed my pick Friday, and I came out on the Degenerate Gamblers, and I gave my reason.
You came out on the Degenerate Gamblers? Wow, I'm gonna have to check that episode out.
I had to change it because we have two analysts Mehu Patel is the human algorithm. He basically came out and he said, he was very clear. He said, Kansas City offensively is going to have a real problem with the left side of their line. They're going to get crushed. And they did. We had every sack prop in the world from the left side, these defensive ends for Cleveland. So I said, so should I change it? He goes, yeah. And I put out 23-17 Eagles. I didn't think it'd be that much of a blow. I thought they'd win. But
Howie, can we take a moment and recognize that the only guy who picked the Eagles on this show was me?
Originally, yeah, you could say I told you, but I had to change for financial reasons.
I get it. Like gun to the head, like they got blackmail on you.
I mean,
but the best part about it is the way you framed it on the last Cash Daddies. You're like, I woke up, I had a premonition.
I did. I thought Kansas City. But then, you know what? I'm a kind of guy, if you can talk some sense to me and it makes sense, I'm with you. And he did. Friday on our episode, he came out and he said, no, man. He said, I've run all the numbers. And that's what this guy does. He runs numbers. And he said, I got the Eagles coming. He goes, and I don't even know if it'll be that close. He said, Kansas City's going to have a really hard time with stopping them. So I changed it. 23-17. I had the Eagles last night.
YouTube asked if I was happy with my notification. Yeah, you better say yeah.
Maybe wait a few more minutes to see how it goes. If we can pull it back, maybe.
If we can save it.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, here's the whole thing.
Jesus Christ.
What is happening?
Oh my God.
The biggest shit show on the planet.
What the
is
hell?
happening? Oh, this show.
Yep.
This is why we do live, people, right?
Yeah, this is why we're live.
See how,
So you can see how
big
the
of a
hot
shit
dogs
show.
are made.
Yeah, I lost internet because we got a foot of snow yesterday. So
I love that
Yeah.
I'm the one on a farm in the middle of the country on 5G. And
When are you coming back?
Tomorrow during the day. I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. So here's my theory of what happened last night is that the amount of calls that the Chiefs got throughout the season, which helped them win games, artificially inflated them as these amazing guys. Like, you're not a great team if you've won 17 games in a row by one touchdown, right? So you're constantly getting these calls. They inflate you up. You shouldn't have been there. It should have been either the Bills or it should have been the Ravens, right? Those are the I consider the two best teams, right? And you just went up against a team that just beat your ass. And this is what you get. This is what you get when you do black magic.
Nah. Well, no, to be fair, the black magic has usually worked for them,
yeah,
given recent history.
Well, I said this. I had a bunch of friends over. I had a friend over last night that I met day one in the dorms in 91. That's how long I've been a friend with that guy. I've met him day
Vegas.
one at UNLV.
Mm-hmm.
He came over and he ate all the pizza, by the way, all the pizza. But that's why you get it. But I was telling him that you know, the NFL, man, they're playing with black magic, dude. They're playing with black magic.
but my boy was right. That offensive line, he was spot on. The left side of that line was letting those guys in on every snap, man. Mahomes just had pressure.
I mean, dude, the NFL is gonna F around and find out if they keep singing this black.
Dude, what's up with Tech Boy today?
What? I love that he was giving you shit before the show about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. My thing just
Yeah, well,
goes
yeah,
back.
you got
I
to
don't
plug it in.
understand.
Try plugging it in.
I just don't get it. Guys, you know where we never, ever make a mistake ever, and it's the greatest place on planet Earth. It's where the ladies feel safe enough to dance their forbidden dances. Do you know where that is, guys? Anybody?
I bet it's
That's
the Cash Daddies Patreon.
It is the Cash Daddies Patreon. It's where the bangers bang. Look at that. 1,130 people are a part of a movement. Banking Fatties. How was it this week?
Oh my God,
Bacon fatties.
dude! I mean, we bought Uber calls for the second time. On last week, we bought them on like Tuesday at $290, sold them Friday at $550, and then I had a 5-star pick where I'm telling you, man, I probably bought too many of these Dell calls.
Bye.
I bought them at $350, then it dropped. I bought a bunch at $2. So what I do today, I sold them. I banked them at $385, and the second I sold them, they went to $5. Guys, you can look on the Patreon. We probably had 20 guys that did over 100% on those Dell calls today.
Nice.
And we turned around. We bought Nike calls on Friday. We bought a bunch of Nike calls on Friday. $133. They're above $1.40 now because that thing's coming back. And shit, I mean, Uber? Are you kidding me? That's 10% of the 2025 portfolio. We bought more of it at 64 in January. Tell me if I'm wrong, Johnny, but is that thing close to 80 now?
Yes, it is. Hold on. I have it's the stock I hold most in my IRA.
It went from
well, I've been
64
watching it
to 79 in 3 days.
What's it at right this moment? Uber is at 78.52 right now, which is
Okay, let's come back a little.
lovely.
78.52. I mean, that's still. Here's the thing about here's why you join the Patreon, guys. Because if you got 401k, you got 403b, you got an IRA, you just got to look at our 2025 portfolio because the S&P is up 3% year to date, 3%. We're stacked up. We got 30% of our portfolio is gold, which is up about 20% in the last month and a half. Uber gone from 64 to 78.50. K-Web, the Chinese ETF, we bought it at 27. It's up to 33. And here's the kicker right here. Yeah, and somebody in the Patreon's was trying to teach me about tariffs, which is I mean, I'm not being mean, but it'd be like a kindergartner teaching someone how to drive. We went in and bought Cleveland Cliffs, which is a steel company. We bought it January, I think 5th at $9.90. We bought it because some of my guys said, listen, if he does implement tariffs on steel and aluminum, this thing's going to pop. Johnny, Cleveland Cliffs is at $12 today.
Nice.
It's up 20%, and that's 5% of our portfolio. Why did we buy it? Because we knew some tariffs could be coming, baby. And we got to bank off of that. That's what it's all about.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's banking, dude. We're on fire. You just got to go there, join it, because that's where the bangers bang, dude. Never forget. That's where the bangers bang. And listen, everyone knows $20. You're like, oh, it's so much. Not when you're banking fatties, right? And then, Johnny, maybe we should lower this price. Do you think?
From $1,000?
Yeah. Absolutely
not.
No way. You're going to watch Johnny make love? $1,000 is a fair thing.
Okay, respect. Guys, I'm of the people. I tried. So go to the patreon.com/Cash Daddies. Final thing on the Super Bowl. I thought the commercials were forgettable except for one. That was the Kanye West one. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the term fuck you money, but there's no better example of fuck you money than taking out a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah.
While you're getting your teeth whitened and just talking and just say, go to my website.
Yeah. Did it run the one too, where it's just his website? It's basically like what we do for ads on tinfoil. It's just clicking around on the website. Yeah, that was it.
No, it was just ye.com. Go ye.com. That's all he said. Yay.com. So that was it. I thought most of it was unforgettable.
Did the Elon thing run? I didn't. I was in and out, so I didn't. I knew he was supposed to have a few blocks on it.
I didn't see it. But I'm just going to tell you, unforgettable, forgettable, very forgettable. A lot of people not liking the halftime show. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fine performance.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, it just wasn't what we're used to. And maybe that's why some people are having a problem with it. We're used to it being bigger. I don't know. I found out later why you had Serena Williams crip walking, because she used to bang Drake. So that was a shot at Drake again. But
she used to bang Drake.
Yeah, I mean, so it was a good show. It's just that halftime show, to me, the Super Bowls, you got to get acts for everybody, right? Much older to much younger. And that to me was for the 30 to 20-year-olds. Anybody above that, probably not into that. But I mean, it was a good performance, but I don't think it was meant to reach a lot of people, which the Super Bowl is all about. I don't know. That's my opinion. Okay, thanks for jumping in, guys. That was great. Thanks for your hot takes on that.
I can't bring myself to watch the halftime show anymore, so I don't have much comment on it.
Supposedly
unbearable.
Nike had a good commercial. I don't know. I didn't see it, but supposedly they had a good commercial.
Well, I heard the
That-
best commercial was this Pfizer commercial. The animals at Pfizer guilt tripping us and by throwing kids in our faces with cancer.
Yeah, first of all, so the whole thing is this kid beats cancer. He comes out like Muhammad Ali with boxing gloves on, and he's running through everybody. Everybody's cheering him on. Then he makes it
Well,
home.
that's
And
cool.
yeah, except for why didn't the mom pick him up from the hospital?
Well, maybe he's getting in shape. He's running home. That's
I mean,
you
he just
know?
beat cancer. He doesn't need to be running around.
What if he had the Benjamin Button cancer and he's actually like 80 years old? That would make more sense. He was,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, yeah, I mean, that was okay. There wasn't a lot of good stuff. There was some stuff that looked like it could be cool. There's that guy that was in the new movie Twister, which Hollywood, if there was any other time in Hollywood history, he would be the biggest thing ever, right?
yeah.
But it's just
Glenn
Hollywood
Powell.
isn't, yeah, it isn't that anymore. And so
and people who say we don't have movie stars anymore, it's not for lack of people trying to be movie stars, to be clear. It's just Hollywood is not the same. There aren't blockbusters like that.
they just
Very
don't, they put out so many shit movies, nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
And again, it's USAID. That's all I'm telling you, bro. It's so crazy. Everything's USAID. Everything. So it's pretty crazy to me, dude. So anyways, that was it. I mean, there was some good stuff. It was not too memorable. I had a bunch of people over, and by the second quarter, everyone's like, are we gonna stay? I'm like, please, we bought all this food. Please eat it. And that was it. That was our that's our football take. What else is up, guys?
I appreciate my invite, Sam. Thank you.
Johnny, I
Yeah.
knew you were on a effing farm.
It's okay. I would have invited you. It's all right.
Oh, hey, Johnny, I know you're in North Carolina. Do you still want to come over?
I'll be there. Yeah.
Take the red eye. No, it was a good,
Johnny takes a brown eye.
It's so funny. That popped into my head, but I was like, that doesn't make any sense. It's childish. I'm not going to say it, but that was the first thing that popped into my head.
Yeah, well, you know what? You got to be brave to do comedy, buddy.
You call it
Gotta
brave.
really put yourself out there.
You got to be willing to make yourself look like a total dipshit.
Yeah, that's it. When you realize that, maybe you too can go and headline all these amazing places that I'm headlining. I mean, dude, I'm bang. First of all, I'm at the end of the month. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. It's going to be a good time at the world famous House of Comedy in Phoenix, Arizona. Then Daddy's going on a nice little run. He's doing March 6th. I'm at the Louisville Comedy Club in Louisville. Then I'm in Fort Wayne, and then I got another show with in April with Eddie Bravo again, and we're coming back to Tacoma. Those dates will be up at samtripoli.com. I feel like we've talked. Oh yeah, we talked some business. There we go. I feel like we did it.
I feel like that's all we've done is talk some business here.
Okay, what else you guys want to get into?
Well, I saw this story about how that we're finally starting to get an idea of what the price increases are going to be from these tariffs, like a very early look at it. You already got like toy companies. I think it was like Mattel talking about how prices are going to go up. What do you guys? My question. I'm not so as much interested in the details of the price increases because we know it's going to happen. Do you think America will have a tolerance for that? Do you think what's the temperament of the people? Are they willing to wait through this, or do you think Howie, most people don't even know that was going to happen? Didn't know that was going to happen, and they're going to be pissed off.
No, I don't. I'll tell you, I don't think anyone knows right now because the thing is, with these 25%, it's not too bad right now. But the main thing that all these analysts are saying is how long he's going to keep him on for.
Yeah.
How bad and how long will the reciprocal tariffs be? I mean, because, I understand he's using this as a bargaining tool. And China, truthfully, they don't want to get into a tariff war right now because their economy is just slowly coming back. So I think it may work for a short time we'll see, because he's got to sit down and work out a deal with China.
Why, Howie, I heard, and Sam, I'm curious what you think about this too. that one of the major negotiating chips that Trump has is the strength of the dollar right now with
Yeah.
China, and that he could actually weaken the dollar as part of that's something he could offer to China, a weaker dollar to help with their economy. Can you I don't understand how that works. That doesn't make any sense to me. Can you
No,
explain that?
well, it is. It's not true. Like, there's no way Trump can't be like, I'll weaken the dollar. He has no say in that. That's stuff that happens on it.
They were talking about that on CNBC. Like that was, he had some kind of lever to pull there. What how does that help him in negotiation?
I mean, I don't really see how. Somebody explain me, how can you make the dollar stronger or weaker? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's something.
what makes the dollar stronger or weaker?
Well, I mean, exports and imports. The dollar's through the roof right now because it looks like we're going to start importing less. That's what it looks like right now. So, the dollar isn't it all-time high right now, Johnny? Close.
I believe that. I mean, that's what they were talking about this past week. So I don't know if it's still there, but
yeah, to weaken or lessen it, he would have to sit down, negotiate with these other countries, and they both.
I mean, the Fed could do it obviously too through the Fed, but I don't think he's.
Yeah, they would both pull their tariffs off and go
Fed.
back, and that's what it would be. So, I mean, I don't really know. The big question is basically Wall Street would like to say, look, we're either doing it, we're not. We're going to do it for 6 months. We're going to do it for a year. But the problem is nobody knows. So that's going to continue. I think volatility will continue in the markets, especially in certain sectors. Energy may get hit a little bit. Financial stocks could get hit. I'm not pulling out of XLF yet because
You never pull out, bro.
no, you stay in. You stay in. You hold, baby, in good things. But I will say this: this is the year you got to be selective as hell of what you buy and sell. I'm already looking at the next play here, which is military stocks. I'm looking at General Dynamics, Lockheed Martin, because listen, you heard what he said about. He wants to make Palestine like basically owned by America.
Oh, Gaza, right? Yeah. Oh,
Gaza.
terrible.
I mean,
Such a terrible idea.
I was like, no. So, regardless, you got to look at companies like Caterpillar because there's going to be 1 billion of them over there, rebuilding Gaza. Because I guess, who knows? It could be the 52nd state. But I do like these military companies are trading at all-time lows. And a lot of guys on the Patreon are like, should we buy them yet? I'm like, yeah, pretty soon. Buy some calls on GD, on LMT. Because, he just hired Steve Feinberg. What's that position? Like, this guy, Steve Feinberg, if you look at his past, he was the owner of Cerebus Security, Cerebus, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The 3-headed dog.
Yeah.
This guy's a military dude. That's what he does. He loves wars and now he's in charge of he's got him as a position in the Pentagon. I mean,
yeah, I think it's just part of that. Let's privatize everything mentality, and
yeah, but you got to start looking at these stocks could go up during this administration. So,
no, you're totally right. Yeah,
I mean, they're down, they're at lows, and Trump he wants to make Canada a state and take over Greenland.
Well, I'm and I think you agree. I'm fairly certain those are all negotiating ploys. But you got Trudeau this week in candid footage, like he was overheard by journalists who hot mic somewhere. That he thinks Trump really wants to annex Canada. Like Trudeau thinks that. Which, I mean, what better way to negotiate than with someone who thinks you're for real?
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, here's also another thing, guys. Are we sending them $100 billion the number we heard? Like, that's an insane amount of money
It's
to
ridiculous.
send a country.
It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous. So it's like,
especially a white country. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, dude.
Come on.
It's just when you look at like a white country that we send that much money to, it's kind of like when you watch white boxers. You're like, where did you go wrong in your life?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not 1920, 30-1. It's not Jack Dempsey.
Big
Yeah.
night in the Super Bowl for
Come on, Mickey
white
Ward, what are you
athletes,
doing, man?
huh?
What
Big
happened?
night for white athletes, dude.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
a white cornerback run a interception back. I would
Yeah, but
love
have you
it.
ever seen-
I would love if they did that statistic. Oh, Tom Brady was like, wow, that's the first white cornerback to run
No,
back an
it's-
interception.
2004, Jason Sehorn was
Jason
the last
Sehorn.
white
Jason
cornerback.
Sehorn was a beast.
I mean, that's it, though. Dude. Yeah, there aren't many. There
But
really
you
are.
ever seen highlights of that kid in high school playing basketball?
No,
You-
no.
He could dunk with his dick. Like this dude had like a 48-inch vertical.
That's amazing.
I can't believe that it didn't go viral. A guy dunking with his dick.
Yeah.
That should be everywhere.
He went up left-handed, went bam, just
Wow.
set it down.
Dude, listen, if you're a white, they're probably, if you had the power rank the most athletic positions in all of sports, it's probably going to be
69.
cornerback and like either shooting guard or shooting forward. Those are probably the top three most athletic positions for players.
Okay, what did you say? Cornerback and then shooting guard? Is that what you said?
Shooting
Small
guard
forward?
or scoring forward.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah, sure. I mean, receivers are pretty athletic, but
D-backs.
Yeah.
Your most
D-backs-
athletic guys in football play in the backfield.
Well, it's like that thing where, who was that? Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Is that her name?
Yeah.
And they're like, she did everything he did, but backwards. That's basically what a cornerback has to do. Has to go
Yeah.
backwards.
yeah. I mean, there's that saying,
yeah.
it's not
I mean,
necessarily true, but
your most athletic players in the NFL, they're all D-backs, then linebackers, and then
there is that saying though, if they had hands, they would be receivers. A lot of them are too short to be receivers. In the
Good.
NFL, other than slot receivers, these
All right,
Maybe.
back to what you were looking up, Johnny. How much money we giving to to Canada?
I was not looking that up. But hold
I
on.
thought you were looking that
Well,
up.
No, I thought you said it was 100 billion.
it's a ton of money.
It's $1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion?
1 zillion 5.
Of course, a billion
Oh.
dollars doesn't get you a lot nowadays.
Is that crazy that $1
I know,
billion
I-
doesn't get you a lot these days?
Doesn't.
I don't see. Okay, this says that U.S. has given Canada $35.1 million in financial assistance in any fiscal year. Since at least. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't see anything in the billions.
I thought he said it was billions of dollars.
Well, I don't know what he means by that, though. He could be throwing in a lot of things like trade or something like that, or
Okay.
He's changed. He said like 5 different things over the last 5 or 6 days, man. It's tough to keep track. And like even my buddies who are traders are like, yeah, it's really tough to gauge to trade off of that. So they're basically going by earnings and what these tariffs could do to decrease earnings, because it will. I mean, if these tariffs stayed for a long time, earnings would come down, GDP would come down, inflation would probably go up. But like Johnny
Oh, here it
said,
is. I'm sorry, guys. Here, okay. This is Yahoo has a fact check on it, but it says Trump said U.S. subsidizes Canada with more than $100 million a year.
Oh, 100
um,
million.
On
Yeah,
December
that's
18th, that was last year, but Trump said that, or he wrote on Truth Social that we subsidized them to the tune of over more than $100 million. Trump also claimed we're subsidizing Canada to the tune of over $100 billion a year. 1,000 times the amount he mentioned in his Truth Social post. So maybe he meant 100 million instead of 100 billion. He's like,
Yeah, he just
One
threw it out there and
billion
just ran
dollars.
with it and just ran with it.
he's good at that though. It's
he
funny to
doubles
watch.
down, dude. That guy doubles down. He didn't care, man. But some people are saying here that that's not quite right because that's counting like trade deficits,
Yeah,
And that
trade
kinda thing.
deficits.
which is not.
Did you see? He said he goes like, under my watch when we go in and we rebuild Gaza. He said the Palestinian people cannot return. They can't return. They got to go to other countries.
Oh, well, what are we? I really. He's gonna screw.
No,
up
by the
every-
way, that just I maybe 10% of the population like that. And by the way, if you get into it, guess who's driving that? That crazy ass billionaire Zionist chick who gave him $100 million, who also basically, who was the one behind trading Luca. Like, she's that crazy, bro. She is so rich and that crazy that she has zero problems with helping the U.S. take over Gaza and trading Luca because she wants to move the Mavs to Vegas.
They came out, by the way, this week and said they were not trying to move the Mavs to Vegas.
Of course, they got such a blowback.
And it's funny, it was all, wasn't it all just from like so a listener wrote into what's his name? You know, what's it? Shit. I kept wanting to say Wilbon. What's the
someone just named their fish after me?
What's the large black guy's name?
There's a lot of large black guys out there.
The guy that originally broke that idea that
Shams?
No, the sports reporter.
Whitlock.
He's like a columnist. Yeah, Jason Whitlock. Yeah, he wasn't. Didn't that originate from just a fan wrote into him or left a message saying that he thought that that might be what was happening, and then that story just kind of went everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, listen, dude.
Bad business.
It's just bad business.
Yeah.
So basically, in 5 years, we're going to see a couple Trump towers on the Gaza Strip.
By the way, everybody in the comment section is just yelling out black names to see if they could get the reporter.
Oh boy.
Lamar.
Don't let's not do that.
No, that's like, but I mean, yeah. Can you right now? You know, Trump's behind the scenes, like, let's get our guys over there. I want to put a tower here. Let's put a casino right here where this mosque used to be. Let's get a casino there.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to go blow up in people's faces when soldiers start coming back in body bags being over there.
Yes.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
It's going to blow up in their fucking face.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, but that's why you want to look at some military stocks right now, because you can kind of see where this is headed. You can see where this is headed. I don't know. It's I'm just looking at inflation right now. I just hope, interest rates, the 10-year treasury's dropping a little bit. The market's staying strong. But we're buying and selling like you've never seen. We're banking. We're taking profits. You have to.
Bitcoin went under $100. Good time to buy a little bit.
$100. I'm gonna buy so much of it.
Yeah, if it went under there, I'd buy all of it. It's a great time. It's $100,000. It went under $100,000, and that's amazing. And crypto's been pretty wild lately, and that's why you guys got to check out Copy My Crypto. That's right, Copy My Crypto. It's one of the best crypto websites out there. You will love it. I will love it. We'll all love it. It's amazing how awesome.
What is happening?
I'm trying. Shut up, Johnny. Okay. Copy My Crypto. Listen, guys, has it pissed you off to watch crypto fly up in price for over a decade and you still have done nothing about it? Makes sense. Crypto is complicated and it's really boring. Well, here's the good news. You don't need to know a thing about crypto to make money like so many have. The CopyMyCrypto.com membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally owns, which means you just copy him. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest as you simply copy along. So let me tell you about James, okay? He runs a Crypto with James YouTube channel, which has over 54,000 subscribers. In the summer of 2020, he told his viewers to buy 26 cryptos. Had you put in $100 into each, it went on to be worth $123,000. Of the 26 cryptos, his top pick of the year, he singled out, called Phantom, went up 692 times from when he said it. That one call alone retired a number of people, including guys in their 20s and 30s. Remember, it's public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify for yourself. So if you'd like to join the 2,800 members who copy James, then pause what you're doing and head over to copymycrypto.com/Sam. That's copymycrypto.com/SAM. You'll not only find proof of everything I've said, but my viewers get a full access for just $1. Yes, you miss out on Bitcoin. You can still get in on it, but there's over 2 million other cryptos. Do you really think you've missed out on all of them? Guys, don't waste any more time. Go to the site and read it. Once again, that's copymycrypto.com/Sam. That's copymycrypto.com/Sam. It ends money worries for so many. It just may do the same for you. Now, you could also go to copymycrypto.com/Cash Daddies as well. So either one of those works. So thank you for sponsoring this show. Bang, bang, pow.
Disney, it was reported in their latest SEC filing, is scaling back the DEI bullshit. Finally, they have some activist investors that have been trying to get that done for a while. They have nixed a couple of their programs, including the Reimagine Tomorrow program, which is one of their DEI initiatives. Apparently, they had some kind of all hands on deck meeting where they, came to terms with the reality of the.
Who's this, Johnny?
Disney.
Oh.
In the comments, Sam. And it will be interesting to see if because it takes so long to make a movie or a TV show that the results of this we probably won't see for another year or more.
Yeah.
But it will be fascinating if a year from now, we actually start to see decent Star Wars movies with characters we actually want to see.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, that's why the whole thing with the Super Bowl. So like, we voted for not having the Black Anthem. Right? Every commercial, I was counting it. I mean, they were just blatantly dumb ass commercials.
That
like,
commercial. So did you see it,
No.
dude? It was a little girl running down the street, and it goes, this little girl loves running right now, but when she's 14, she's gonna hate her legs. And I'm like, what?
Why? Because they're too fat.
Yeah, because they're too fat. That's right. Or it's just they're gonna be unbearable to her or something. I mean, it wasn't even well written. It was really dumb. And it was like 1 out of 3 girls quit sports because of body shaming. It's something like that.
It's so dumb. How about but nothing's even close to the dumbest commercial was the flag football commercial. And it was just like one commercial after another of like white guys being assholes. It's just so insane to me.
Flag football? What was it
Okay.
advertising?
It was advertising women playing football. And of course, and like all the guys were like the white jocks from like all the nerds movies. Nerds. And they weren't going to allow the girls to play football. You don't play football, we play football. And it was the dumbest commercial. It was so dumb.
They should have done it with real football. I would love to see how that would go. What do you
I
think?
would love that. Just one
Why don't
game.
they should just do the lingerie football league, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's a great point. Why isn't anyone showing love to the lingerie football
It's a
league?
good league.
Dude, those chicks hit. Those
And they
chicks
do. And they're
hit.
good athletes. Those chicks are good athletes.
They are. Yeah. Guys, was it an NFL commercial? I'll try to share
Yes,
it. It was. Okay, I got it right here. Hold on.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
I like the lingerie football league, man.
Of course, Howie, did anyone here think it's possible that you don't like the lingerie football league? Is it at all?
right?
I really like
This
it.
is it, right? Oh, look who's in it though. At the beginning.
Jaworski, you're on thin ice,
Oh,
mister.
yeah.
Hey, Principal P.
You're
Hey,
principal.
kick him in the ass.
Everybody's on thin ice.
What's this? A Dorkosaurus Rex?
Come on, Chad. I don't want any trouble.
Leave him alone. I'll kick your butt, Chad.
Hey, Chad, check out the new girl.
Ew, what is she wearing?
Girls don't play football.
They do where I'm from.
Get a load of this one. Think fast.
You think fast. Right in the Jimmy
Right?
Johnson.
Violence against guys is okay.
You're just getting
Come
started,
on.
Chad.
Let's go, let's go. Get down, get down. Come on. There you go. Yeah.
Ooh, new girl, bad.
Enough.
Yeah, I don't get this
Let's
commercial.
settle
I
this
don't even
once
get
and
it.
for all. Your best guy,
We might get copyright for that hurricane song, but
Bro,
whatever, versus our best guy, the Brad.
Now, Brad's obviously like 27 years old.
this is so stupid.
It's so bad. He's 27.
I'm Brad.
This reminds me of the narc that came to my high school when I was in high
Yeah,
school. He was like,
100%.
no, seriously, he was a tight end that transferred from Texas, and he only practiced with the team because obviously he couldn't play because he was like 30, And everybody knew he was a narc, dude. All he would do is go around like, "Hey, you guys know I can get some weed."
You had a narc in your high school?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and he came in. And everybody knew it, bro, because he was clearly he had already gotten like a not many actually fat high school kids. You think you're fat, but you're not. He was like fat. He was balding a little bit. It was I couldn't find anybody better. It was terrible.
I can read.
My body is burning, it starts to shout. Desire's coming, it breaks our heart. The night is calling for him to go.
There you go. You got folded up, Brad. Get her.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
okay. That's what I'm talking about.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
That's a bad commercial.
Oh, and now they just, dude, literally, they took one of the greatest plays ever in the NFL and act like some chick could do it in a flag football game.
No.
This is USAA, dog.
Flag football. They were trying to tackle her.
It's so dumb.
She would.
I don't get it.
She would die. She would be dead. If we should do that. That would be a funny bit, actually. If we could just raise a little money to do that commercial, but for real,
No,
It
here's
just
what
ends
you
with her
do.
dying on the field in the first 5 seconds. She's just
You put $5 million up and you go, ladies, if you can be a professional football team, you all can share $5 million.
You don't even have to put 5. Just say you.
No,
have
I
$5
won't.
million.
I won't. I'm just gonna act like it's there because
Yeah.
they're never gonna get it.
No, you don't. It's 100. It's a lock. It's a lead pipe cinch.
It's just dumb.
That-
And
dude, that's
we
just
voted
garbage.
against that. We
Yeah, we
voted
did.
against that
The NFL is so stupid, dude.
because the NFL. I would love to know what the ratings were.
Yeah, let's see if they.
I mean, I saw people were saying, "I'm not watching." Anyone else not watching? I'm not
didn't watch
watching.
much of it, yeah. Let me
That was
see.
brutal. That was brutal. I don't even get it.
They really are just. They're like the dog that sees his reflection in the water. He's got a bone in his mouth, and he drops the bone to get the one in the water. They're looking at women, and they want women to watch football, and they're going to lose all us guys, dude.
Yeah,
They're going to lose
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, nothing. It doesn't seem to have any early results on the ratings.
Oh,
yet.
I got something for you.
There too.
Sam Trips. If you see this, please tell Howie they rebranded Lingerie Bowl a few years ago. What does that mean? I
Yeah,
don't
what
know
is
what
it?
that means.
I think it's called like
Now they're just wearing sweatpants.
Legends Cup or something like that. X League, something like that. I don't know. They
It's-
changed the name.
I watched him. So I knew a guy. I was actually out visiting Sam one time, and I met a guy in the hotel, and he owned one. He was a part owner of the Las Vegas lingerie football team. Steve, he's the next quarterback for University of Florida. Played a couple years in the NFL, but he was part owner of. You know who else owned a team? Sebastian Bach. Owned one of those.
That's
yeah,
cool.
he owned one of those teams.
Have you ever heard Sebastian Bach talk? He sounds like exactly like Sam Kennison.
Yeah. Well, we.
Like what
He's
the
not-
hell?
He's going Stern. Yeah.
I tried to get the team some crotchless panties, but they didn't go for it.
We're gonna get so dinged on this.
Yes. Yes, we are. He's
You
a
guys
weird
know
guy.
that
That's
owning the
Sebastian Bach.
lingerie
He's
football.
weird.
You ever see the clip though of they're in a heated game, and the head coach is yelling to the D-back, "Get back on defense! Get back on defense!" And she gets burned for the second time in the row on a deep play. She comes over to the sideline, and this dude calls her every name in the book, like "you stupid effing."
Hey man, welcome to football.
Yeah, I mean he rips her.
Welcome to football. Do you want to play football or do you want to be a baby?
Yeah, this coach rips her. She gets beat twice on the long ball. It's hilarious.
Then she went home and got beat.
We have a
We're
late
gonna get
report
dinged for that.
that
We're gonna get
Trump
dinged.
is also going to unveil 25% tariffs on aluminum and steel imports.
Yeah, that's
for
why
the
we
big
have
Pokemon.
that's why we have 5% of Cleveland Cliffs, which is up from $9.90 to above $12 today. It's up
The question-
20% since January 5th.
The question I wanted to ask about that, Howie.
Okay,
What
are
do
you
you-
gonna ask it?
Well, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. Okay, so what would be the response? How did they respond to that? Is that because you can't exactly do a reciprocal tariff on some? I mean, how would that work if the countries we export steel and aluminum to?
Well, Well, we don't export as much as we don't export that much. I mean, we import a shitload from Canada. So if they put 25% tax on that, the theory is that it would force some of these American steel companies.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Sorry. Since we don't export as much, how would they reciprocate? Since we don't export as much, what would be reciprocal tariff be on? Since they can't, you get what I'm saying? Like, would it be something else in that industry? How would they respond to that? Because it's kind of hard when we don't export.
Yeah, they said aluminum's a big one. Aluminum's a really big one because I think I read today we export much more aluminum than steel. But they can reciprocate. They can listen. If Canada sticks it to us on lumber, that's a bit of a problem because that's what all these home builders in the United States. It's something ridiculous the percentage of lumber that we import from Canada. And that would bring home building to a halt, and a lot of people would get laid off. And it would hurt companies like Home Depot, Lowe's. So, but again, Johnny, that's if he keeps these tariffs on for a decent amount of time. And like you said, and like a lot of guys my friends on Wall Street, they think he is using this just as a ploy. I don't think.
I mean, it has worked pretty well in the past. You can't blame him for it. I mean, it's in that book of his too. That book, The Art of the Deal. It's written in black and white. If you want to understand that guy, go read that book because all the stuff he's doing now is based on what he learned from Roy Cohn and then
Cohen. Yeah, the Queen Whitney Webb was talking about like how he learned to do business through Cohen.
Yeah, if you want, if you love Trump, don't watch the movie. If you're one of these people who can't stand to watch something that makes the guy you love look a little bad, but the movie that they did this past year about him is actually pretty fascinating. I don't know if there's any truth to what kind of guy Roy Cohn was. I mean, I've never heard anything good said about him, but
no.
Does he look like, dude? He look every single picture. The guy is sweating. It doesn't matter what he's doing. He's sweating. Whenever you see that, you know that guy's shady.
We've got Bill Ackman saying that U.S. aid to the United Nations deserves careful scrutiny. We could see Trump's already reduced funding to some of the United Nations agencies, but this could lead to even less money going to the UN. That would be interesting. I don't know how you got it. I mean, you got to cut back on all that shit if you're serious about improving the financial situation. Which, Howie, where do you stand on? Not just deficits, but debt, national debt. Where do you stand on? Do you think it matters?
I mean, look, let's sit back and watch. Let's see which. Well, here's the thing: he can go out and be like, "I'm cutting this program. I'm cutting this program. I'm cutting this program," but we're gonna up our amount of money we give to Israel.
Yeah,
and it's like, look, if you're gonna really do it, it's got to be uniform across the whole entire landscape. You got to. You look at the military spending that we still have. I mean, that's the biggest.
Yeah.
So let's see where he cuts.
Do you think a debt matters, though? Do you think it matters that we carry so much national debt?
Not really.
You don't. Okay.
Does that factor into the price of the dollar?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, sure.
So it does matter.
Well,
like the value of our money goes down, the more and more money they print.
Short term, it does.
Why does it ever go back the other way?
Never.
Never.
I mean,
it never goes back the other way, ever.
Democrats used to really care about that, too. When Clinton was in office, they were touting improving the deficit and bringing down the debt. But it's just ever since
they've all been co-opted.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at during the Clinton administration, I think we actually had a surplus. I don't know.
Yeah,
right? I mean, that dude economically did a pretty decent job. The economy was banging during his. We were hitting all-time highs. There was a surplus.
.com bubble took a big chunk out of that too.
Yeah, it sure did. But since then we've gone straight up. Got a nice little deficit. We'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. How much pull do you think that he's going to end up giving Elon in this whole thing?
I don't know. It was interesting. I thought that Time Magazine did something brilliant this week to get into Trump's head. They put I think, and to be clear, I think they did something brilliant to get into Trump's head to kind of manipulate him. They put Elon Musk on the cover of Time magazine and said like President Musk, something like that. And that's gonna, I know for sure that's gonna piss Trump. Trump's gonna see that and be like, what? And I honestly, that could, like, I could see something like that where they have a falling out where he's like, he's overstepped his bounds or whatever. He's getting credit for stuff that was my idea, whatever. Yeah. That's the only way. I think it could shake out where he gets less authority. Because I mean, do you know anybody who's got a real problem with what Elon Musk is doing? Everybody I talk to is like, good. I mean, look at all the stuff we were spending money on. It's ridiculous. Let these nerds have their time.
I mean, certain things, yeah, they need to get rid of a bunch of bunch of garbage programs. I have no problem with that. But don't, on the other hand, say we need to send $500 billion to Gaza to start rebuilding everything. Or you know.
Have you guys heard of this guy named Big Balls?
That I'm right here, Sam. What?
Well played, Johnny. So
nice.
one of the people that is doing kind of this Doge auditing is a super young guy named Big Balls.
Yeah, I saw this guy. Yeah, he looks like a total nerd.
And Big Balls has now been brought into the Department of Justice. He's getting bigger. Big Balls is getting big balls.
Good. These are the people that should be put on this problem. They're the biggest nerds of all. Nope. It's the government is so unwieldy and out of hand that it can only be comprehended through computation. You need a computer to understand how much money and where it's going. The government's such a mess, a bureaucratic nightmare.
I mean, dude, it is.
If you ever had your cables just get twisted into a ball, you know, that's what the government's like right now. It's just a bunch of cables all twisted into a ball, and it's going to take a real nerd to sit down and just kind of untangle them.
Johnny, how hard did your libertarian ding dong get when you heard that Elon Musk go, I might put Ron Paul in charge of auditing the Fed?
Well, I'll just say, Sam, I'm hard all the time anyway. But yeah, I hope it happens, because that was when I was like, okay, I'm on board. When he said that, whenever that was a few months back, I was like, I'm here for this. Let's do it. Let's go. I haven't heard any update on that. It's been a while.
But the thing is, it seems to me like we're hearing so much. I don't know what to believe. I really don't. I mean, you're hearing so much different shit on a daily basis. It's like, what's right? What's really going to happen? What isn't? They interviewed an analyst today on Wall Street, and he said, look, as far as a trader, we're just going on earnings. We don't know how long these tariffs are going to be in, if they even are. Is China going to reciprocate? Who knows?
Well, what do you think of this, Howie? Trump came out today and said that, and this is all, there have been like 5 stories that have come out from his talking with reporters on Air Force One today. It's just because the guy is, think about it. It used to be in the past with Biden and Obama. You didn't know what the president was thinking.
Right.
Now this guy, you know everything he's thinking. He came out and said today that they think some of the national debt might not be legitimate because of what he's saying is fraud here. And I'm just going to read the quote because I'm curious what you think about this. He says, we're even looking at treasuries. There could be a problem. You've been reading about that with treasuries, and that could be an interesting problem. It could be that a lot of those things don't count. In other words, that some of that stuff that we're finding is very fraudulent. Therefore, maybe we have less debt than we thought.
I have no idea what the hell he's talking about there.
What are we talking about?
That's crazy.
It
is, okay,
right?
if you're going to say there could be fraud, you better explain a couple sentences where you think that fraud is.
It says in this Fox Business article I'm reading, it wasn't clear from Trump's comments whether he was referring to
queer.
It's always queer, baby. It wasn't clear whether he was referring to debt service or other government payments that are handled by the Treasury Department. Fox Business reached out to the Treasury Department for clarification. This was what Maria Vasilou, head of the Pictet Research Institute said. She says it is virtually impossible that President Trump's comments refer to the debt held by the public, including foreign holders. This is the reason the market is not reacting, and any reaction would be based on misunderstandings or misinformation. So we don't really know what he's talking about there.
No.
It sounds like.
Their
No idea.
favorite word is misinformation. Hey guys, can we get in this Japanese oil deal?
It's that's I mean, I would like to hear more about it to know if it's a win, but he went over there and negotiated for Japan to kind of come in on a joint venture in Alaska, it sounds like, and then we'll be exporting oil to them more. So it could
bringing them in. I like it. I like it a lot.
Why do you like that, Sam? What about Japanese?
Yeah, what is about that you like?
Well, because now you have Japan kind of more dependent on you than ever.
I like the Japanese.
I like the Japanese. It helps you, with China again. You remember when the Japanese sent 20 people over and just annihilated China? 20 samurais over and just whooped China's ass? Yeah, you still can't talk about that in China. If you're doing stand-up, do not bring up Japan whooping China's ass with like 20 samurais.
Japan will soon begin importing a record amount of new shipments of American liquefied natural gas.
Yeah.
US President Donald Trump said on Friday. Trump, speaking at a White House press conference after talks with Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, also said the two nations were working on a joint venture linked to Alaska oil and gas. We've opened the sale of LNG immediately. Japan in particular, we're very happy that they're going to start immediately, he said. Ishiba, speaking through an interpreter, said Japan was also interested in importing bioethanol, ammonia, and other resources at what he called a stable price. So,
you know what else Japan should import? Dick, because nobody's getting pregnant over there. So someone's got to start shooting up the club.
I'll help. Somebody send me over.
Dude, yeah, who needs purebred? There's got to be some Japanese guys here they can send back. Some
like an exchange, like in high school, where you do a
like bring over some Japanese rappers because the Asians are blowing up in rap.
South Korea too.
Yeah, make it happen,
dude. That rapper guy was the best part of the new Squid Game. Have you guys watched the new Squid Game season?
I can't get past the Russian roulette part. It makes me. It's too much. It's too much.
Stop there. You stop.
I stopped. I don't even want to know. That is Brody Stevens. Brody Stevens.
Brody Stevens.
Yes.
Remember, everybody would call him Brody. He would say Steven. Brody Stevens. It was almost like he was correcting them.
Oh, we miss him, man. He would have loved Trump being reelected. Would have freaked out during COVID, though. Would have freaked out.
Yeah.
Dude, they think that's what killed David Lynch, being moved because he hadn't moved in years because he was afraid of getting COVID because he has emphysema, and they think moving him for the fires is what killed him.
Oh, activity. Hey, why are you at this show, Leroy? Why are you on this show?
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins. All right, guys. We're gonna go over to the elusive, the exclusive. Man, what a fun show. This show honestly flew today.
This was the biggest shit.
It had to be our worst show ever, but it was our show. We are going over to the elusive, the exclusive Cash Daddies Patreon. But before we go, we always like to give you something, a little taste of the magic. So, Howie, do you have a pick that will be different from your pick on the Patreon?
Yeah, man, absolutely. If you haven't bought it yet, and by the way, gold's at an all-time high. Yeah.
If you haven't bought it yet, baby, if you haven't bought it yet,
get in there, buy some K-Web, get some Chinese exposure, man.
Did you say KY? Because I got plenty.
Did you say
KY, K-Web, KWEB. We bought it at 27. It's up to 33. I think this thing's going to 35, 40.
So what is it, Johnny? Will you look it up? What he's talking about?
The Chinese ETF, Exchange Traded Fund. They own stuff like Alibaba. I think there's like one or two Chinese financial institutions, but it's a couple tech stocks, and they've come back huge.
All right,
K-Web.
guys, we misunderstood his energy. He loves us. I don't even know what you said, but we appreciate you.
Is that Leroy?
No, this is Watts of Fire.
Oh, he's on his burner account.
What's a fire? Howie, got any dates coming up?
I get back to the city next week. Had to come up here, fix a little plumbing problem, which is finally done. You can't put Johnny, when you cannot have a 6-inch pipe going into a 4-inch. It just doesn't work coming from the house. You can do a 4 to a 6, but not a 6 to a 4, or else you have a $15,000 plumbing problem.
Yeah, I could have told you that, Howie.
But yeah, I have a bunch of dates next week back in the city. I have like 3 or 4 different places I'm playing.
Everybody wants me to come to North Carolina. I'm in, dude. I love gigging North Carolina. I'll do it again.
Stay if you want it. You got a wonderful.
All right, guys. If you're a real man and you're into real men, go to the Cash Daddies Patreon right now. That's patreon.com/Cash.
We're crushing.
If not, we'll see you next week. Thank you for your support. Join the army, join the movement, get on the Patreon, get Howie Dewey's picks. Long live Cash Daddies, and we will see you soon. Thank you guys for being a part of Monday Magic.
There we go.